The Fugitive dives onto 4K with a new 30th anniversary edition. But did Warner Brothers do this classic film justice? Let's find out. The Fugitive is an action thriller based on the popular TV series. It follows Dr. Richard Kimball, played by Harrison Ford, who is wrongly accused of his wife's murder. Now a fugitive, he is relentlessly pursued by U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard in what became an Academy Award-winning performance by actor Tommy Lee Jones. This classic action thriller was a perfect choice for a reference Blu-ray release. And I'm happy to report, Warner Brothers has given this 4K transfer of The Fugitive the attention it deserves. Take a look at these comparison shots. Detail is absolutely immaculate, and the film has been given a top-level restoration. Along with the obvious new 4K scan, the overall presentation is so clean that you would think it was produced yesterday. There isn't a single sign of dirt or damage, and there isn't a pixel out of place. Film grain is apparent, and the texture does not point to any tampering or noise reduction. The colors are noticeably more rich and vibrant compared to the Blu-ray. This is top-notch work done by Warner Brothers and is easily one of the best-looking 4K presentations from the studio. So here's a quick look at the bitrate of the Blu-ray, and then we'll compare it to the new 4K.
Well, that's odd. And an ambulance is missing. Where the hell is he going in an ambulance?
As you can see, this 4K has bitrates regularly reaching the upper 80s and even the high 90s for a short time. It only dips below 40 during scenes where it will never be noticeable. This is a hallmark of proper encoding, and Warner Brothers surprisingly used a 100 gig disc for this movie, and it really made a difference. Sadly, this is yet another Warner Brothers release without Dolby Vision. And as annoying as this is, the HDR presentation of The Fugitive still looks fantastic. The overall brightness provides a clearer picture, but thankfully doesn't test the boundaries of your tolerance for eye strain. The picture is never too bright, nor is it too dim, and is balanced enough while still providing the kind of HDR pop that most fans will enjoy. The darker scenes have plenty of shadow detail, and you won't find it difficult to see what's going on. It's likely that Dolby Vision would have provided more depth to some of the darker sequences as they moved in and out of light, but all in all, the HDR10 here does its job. Look at these comparison images and you will see that there's still plenty of light output above the 100 nit standard of the older Blu-ray.
Turn around! Richard, do you want to get shot?
For sound, Warner has not only provided a new Dolby Atmos soundtrack, but they've also included the original theatrical mix in DTS HD 5.1 for audio purists. The two soundtracks provide pretty good LFE and some decent surround effects, while the addition of Dolby Atmos is more than welcome. It doesn't deviate too far from the original theatrical mix. The additional channels provided by Dolby Atmos rarely contain special effects, even when there are some obvious opportunities. The ceiling speakers do add more overhead, but aren't as obvious as a lot of other Dolby Atmos soundtracks. A great example of its usage to separate itself from the theatrical mix is during the famous chase scene through a dam. With water flowing throughout the tunnels, every speaker is utilized to place the viewer inside the action. The overhead and surround back channels are almost always active, but they're mostly used to extend the dynamic movie score, created by award-winning composer James Newton Howard, rather than key special effects. This doesn't mean it's a weak soundtrack, it's simply more reserved and likely trying to stay true to the original source, while adding some extra depth to the sound field. As for the special features, sadly the Blu-ray just carries over the same features from previous releases. While these special features are interesting, they aren't anything new, and it would have been an excellent opportunity to add some new supplements for the 30th anniversary, particularly since Harrison Ford has been revisiting many of his most popular characters in recent years. Overall, The Fugitive on 4K Blu-ray is a must-have for any home video fan. The picture is absolutely phenomenal and is up there with the very best that the format has seen thus far. The soundtracks are also worth listening to if you are a home theater enthusiast or audio purist. And the film itself is a classic that still holds up today. If you're a fan of this movie and appreciate reference quality, then this is one you won't want to let get away.
All right, can we go home now?
No! No!
Holy shit.